Welcome back to the Velius Reviews. Today's review is focused on Legends of the Hidden Temple, episode 12, entitled The Sumerian Legend of Gilgamesh. And here is my review. We have another winner. Congratulations to the Purple Parrots. And the teams that were involved in this episode were the Purple Parrots, Blue Barracudas, Silver Snakes, and the Orange Iguanas. The Moat challenge was that both of the team members would have to dress up. One of them would have to swim to a platform. Then that other team member would have to swim to the platform as well. And then they would have to empty the jugs. And then another team member would have to swim to another platform, as well as the other member swim to another platform, emptying some more jugs, but also at the same time identify a label on one of the jugs and try to find the other one. And then one of the members would have to get undressed, lay down on the bed. The other team member would push them and everything. Then they would get to the finish line, empty some more drugs. One of them would dress up once again, and whoever made it last was eliminated. All of the teams were on a pretty good pace for most of the game, except for the Orange Iguanas, who was struggling the most throughout the entire game. But out of all the Blue Barracudas, they were the first to advance, I think. The Purple Parrots were second, and the Silver Snakes were third. The Silver Snakes was having a really good time with this game, as you can see. I'm not going to describe what they were doing, but if you saw this episode, then you know exactly what they were doing. The Steps of Knowledge was up next, and honestly, it was not a close game at all, as the Purple Parrots and the Blue Barracudas was on a mission to destroy, and they answered almost all of the questions and everything else. The Silver Snakes struggled the most, as it seemed as if they wasn't even trying, and whenever they did try, they got the answer incorrect and everything. So the Purple Parrots and the Blue Barracudas advanced easily into the Temple games. The first Temple game was that both of the teams will compete at the same time, and what they had to do was both of them had to crawl under a brush in a tall mountain, and they had to use a slingshot to launch over 3 entrails until Ishtrap. And honestly, this game was a ruthless game, as both of the teams struggled on the slingshot portion of the game, especially the Blue Barracudas. And there was also some trash talking as well between the two teams. Nothing serious, but some good old trash talking. The Purple Parrots were able to do it a lot faster and were able to get all three without any more difficulties, and they were able to win the first Temple game. The second Temple game was that each of the teams would have to wake up Gilgamesh in crazy different ways. The first portion was that they had to wake him up by water, and if that didn't work, they had to find 5 different snakes, make sure he gets bitten 5 different times, and if that didn't work, take him to the flower and build the flower. And it was a time game, of course. The Blue Barracudas, they were the first to go. They had a lot of struggle in some of the portions of the game, especially the flower portion, but they were able to finish within 4 minutes. Purple Parrots were up next, and they went a lot faster than the Blue Barracudas, and it seemed as if they had this game on a lock until the flower decided to turn on them, and it fell right as they was about to hit the button. But they were able to rebuild that flower just like that, and yeah, they won both Temple games and they advanced into the Temple games. And the team members for the Purple Parrots were Jordan and Jen. The artifact location was located in the Queen's Armory, and Jen was the first to take on the Temple games. Temple run, I may say. And she encountered some Temple guards in the Royal Rage Room and also into the Room of the Beloved, gets captured immediately. Jordan was up next, and she made up a lot of time as she was able to continue the Temple run. Kirk Fogg, he makes a very, very small cameo, of course, into the Dark Forest, encouraging Jordan to keep fighting and keep going. And that's exactly what she did. She reached up into the Queen's Armory, and she was able to grab the artifact, and she was able to get out of the temple. And episode 12 basically ends with another winner in sight, the Purple Parrots. I felt like this was a pretty good episode. Most of the teams to me were pretty likable. And yeah, the games to me seemed a little bit more harder than the previous episodes. And the story itself was not that bad. It was really, really cool to see Kirk Fogg once again. And hopefully he is in the next episode, as apparently the next episode is the season finale. I don't know how true that is, of course. But yeah, I think we have one last episode until season 1 is over with. Hopefully it gets renewed for a second season. And so thanks for watching, of course. And until next time, goodbye.